What you saying, guys? Is your boy Masood HQ back with another video and another week, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Hustler's Ambition podcast. This podcast is basically a place where young aspiring entrepreneurs, or even just not even young but any aspiring entrepreneur, to come to and understand different type of fields that they want to get into and different type of hustles that they can learn from and eventually make money. So let's get into it. Today is actually inspired off a new spin or new series that's come out after 5 years of anticipation. Top Boy, bro. I remember I was watching Top Boy when I was in like year 8, year 9, year 10. I forgot which year it came out. But I remember I was in school when I was watching, and everyone was raving on Top Boy, bro. What's Top Boy? What's this? What's that? Like, bro, did you see that new episode? Did you see Sully get boom, boom, boom? And I was like, bro, I'm a nerd. I don't know what the hell these guys are on about. But it was only until a couple years later when I actually revisited the series, saw season 1, saw season 2, and I was like, bruv, this show is sick, bruv. I swear to God, I don't even know how I didn't even catch up on it. And I don't want to make the whole episode about this is not a film review show or a podcast. This is something hopefully you guys can take benefit. And I don't want to start off on a controversial note, but this is inspired because I was thinking about this. Yeah, for the longest time. Should I say it? Should I not say it? I think up until Gary Vaynerchuk said it, I think it's safe to say you can learn a lot of business qualities from drug dealers. I'm going to say it, bro. I'm telling you, I told you I was going to say it, and I've said it. Drug dealers, like successful ones, you can learn a lot of things from them. Not how to sell the most amount of drugs. Like, bro, you don't need to sell drugs, but replace drugs with sneakers, replace drugs with toenail clippers, replace drugs with water bottles, replace the drugs with iPhones, replace it with whatever the case may be. I mean, clothing, apparel. You can learn a lot of things from successful individuals, regardless of what industry they're in. Just replace that product that they're selling with something that's more contextual to you. For example, there's a guy that I follow called Kix Malik on Instagram. Shout out Kix Malik. Hopefully he can come on the podcast one day. And this guy is like an 18, 19-year-old sneaker reseller who's been reselling sneakers since he was 13 years old. And he's moving weight. He's moving these sneakers like they're crack, bro. And it reminded me back in the day of when I used to sell trainers, and I wasn't like a big time reseller. I was just like doing some things just on the low, just to make a little bit of money on the side. And I was making decent amount of money. I was going to shows on a regular basis, trying to build my online page up for reselling. And it was going quite well for me. I made a little bit of money selling on Facebook groups, trying to get my name out there. Yo, bro, you got this. I got this in a size 9. I got this in a size 11. You know what I'm saying? I was getting it out there. I was hustling, bro. And the point is that the same way a drug dealer moves and understands his product, understands his market, you can still apply those same things to your hustle. So, for example, you're selling. I'm gonna use shoes a lot. I'm gonna reference sneakers and shoes a lot because it's something that I'm very familiar with because I used to come from that background. If you take, cool, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Literally, the flipping phone fell on the floor while I was recording. That's what happens when your room is a health and safety hazard. But it's calm. You know what I'm saying? We back, baby. We back. We grinding. So basically, like I was saying, there's a lot of qualities that you can learn from a drug dealer. For example, someone who's moving heavy bits of weight in the streets knows his market and knows where to sell them to. That's probably the two most important things in business principles alone. You need to understand what you're selling, understand your product, and understand your market. Does that product apply to your market? Would that product do well given the current economical standpoint of the market? I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you guys make some sense from it. But if you guys can relate then you can understand. I'm gonna give you an example of sneakers because I like sneakers. I'm gonna give you a lot of sneaker references. If you've got a pair of Nike Cortezes or whatever the case may be, you've got a pair of Nike trainers, you would not go and sell that Nike trainers to someone who wants Adidas trainers. It's just not gonna work. Your customer is looking for Adidas trainers. You're not gonna go and sell them Nike trainers. You've got a dope product, but if the customer is not acceptable, or if it doesn't fit the criteria of what you're selling, and vice versa, you're not gonna, it doesn't matter how like sick your inventory is, if it doesn't fit the market, then no one's gonna buy it. You gotta always adapt your business to the market, and that is a challenge, especially if you've got ego. And I'm not gonna lie, even the people that say they don't have ego, business will literally squeeze all the ego out of you. Business will literally make you the most humble person ever, because it will literally slap you to pieces until you finally understand, like, bruv, your idea sucks, this idea works, so go with that idea, not your idea, because that's how the market rolls. The market is always the winner, and you need to understand that. So yeah, the market is the ruler. You have to understand, does my product, okay, it might be revolutionary, I might think that, you know, me offering X, Y, and Z services is beneficial, but to you it might be beneficial, but the 10 other people that you want your product to be sold to, it may not be beneficial. I'm gonna tell you a little story about my first ever business that I ever started. It was a t-shirt business, and it completely flopped. I invested about £7,000 into that business from my own money. Like, I worked hard. I used my university grants that I was getting at the time to fund this business, and every single shipment I used to get of money, I used to pump back into this business, thinking like, bro, money will do the trick. Money will do the trick. Money will do the trick, and it doesn't always do the trick. Actually, if you've got a load of money and with no strategy and no understanding of business, then you're going to lose a lot of money. And thankfully, I clocked on to the pattern of what I was doing. I was like, bruv, I need to stop spending so much money, bruv, on shit advertising, shit product, and just crap outlook in general. I had my business set up at that time very, very, like, weird. Like, I was of the school of thought where at the time that I'm gonna create something that I want, and therefore I'm gonna try and find like-minded individuals that would like the same type of stuff that I want as well. Which is a simple enough concept, but if your idea of creating something that you want doesn't fit what other people want, and you've kind of understood that, then you'd be a fool to keep on going. Like, I was trying to get my shirts which were more European style fitting, like, i.e. more tailored to your arms, more tailored to your chest. They were more fitting type of shirts, and I was trying to sell those type of shirts to a market that liked more loose, baggier type of fits, like the streetwear market, like the skateboard / streetwear market I was trying to get into. And I had a product that did not fit that type of audience's interests. So obviously I didn't sell a lot of shirts. I didn't sell a lot of make a lot of money, because I had the wrong product and I was putting into a market that didn't accept, and it didn't go together. So that's probably the moral of the story. To understand your market, understand the importance of the market, and your market will always win. It will always win. The market will always win. The market has been there since the beginning of time, and it will stay there till the end of time. The market will always win. You guys need to understand that, and I need to understand that, because even with the current business I'm doing right now, there are some things like that I want to do, but I can't because the market doesn't allow it, or the market is not ready for it yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, hope you guys like the second episode of the Hustler's Ambition podcast. Like I said, this is going to be a weekly thing where I'm going to give you guys some knowledge. Not even me, but I want more people to come on here and have a true understanding of business, of their particular field, and give tips on, you know, how certain people can make it in the industry. And I hope you guys benefit from this. Like I said, this is going to be a weekly thing. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow the Facebook page, and make sure you are locked in on the Apple Podcast app, where it's going to be played every single week without fail, hopefully. And if I don't play it every week, I want you guys to hold me accountable. Like, bro, why are you making false promises? You ain't going to become the #1 podcast in business on Apple iTunes by doing podcasts every other week. You're going to do it by grinding every single day, putting out content on a consistent basis every single week. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and have a good day. Peace. See you in the next one.